So happy Monday, everyone. It's Bonnie and Greg Dixon for Healthy, Wealthy Camper. And today we're going to talk about hydration. Don't know what's in this mug really, but there we go. But we're talking mostly water. So, Bonnie, you want to take it from here?
I do. I was going to go get my hydration cup and I don't have it here. But so I might have to get up here in a moment and go get it. But I just, this comes to my mind all the time of, did I drink enough today? Have I been hydrated enough today? Everybody talks about hydration, how important it is. I've written about it a couple times this month because it's interesting. When we think about heart health, and this is still February Heart Health Month, we think diet, we think exercise, you know, but yet actually hydration is one of the most important things. Uh, you know, Water is essential for maintaining the healthy blood volume and circulation and blood pressure. And even mild dehydration can cause a strain on your heart. And so when it lacks, adequate fluid, the blood becomes thicker, forcing the heart to work much harder to pump through the body. It can also contribute, just so you know, to fatigue, dizziness, headaches, irregular heartbeat, and low blood pressure. And over time, chronic dehydration can negatively affect your circulation and overall cardiovascular function. So we really, really want to think about this just a little bit. And many people don't know how quickly it can happen too. Like, oh, I drink a lot of water, but it's an everyday thing, and especially when you're traveling. I used to get headaches when I was flying. And I thought, oh, this is so weird. Why do I get a headache when I'm flying? And I assumed it was from the pressure of the plane or up and down, or I didn't even know why. But then I suddenly realized I was dehydrated. And when I drank just glasses of water, not the soda they offer you, not the coffee, make sure I drank the water, I stopped having headaches when I was flying. And it was just a simple reminder of how powerfully hydration affects your body. Now, when you're in the airport, you can bring your own empty bottle and fill it up with filtered water, so it's not so bad. But that's one thing. And then, but the question is, how much water do you need? Everybody's got a different size body, but just this is a generalization. Children, 5 to 8 cups a day. You'd say, well, how could they drink that much? Actually, they easily can. You might be having something in the morning for them. They might have juice. They might have milk on their cereal or oatmeal. There's a little bit of fluid there. Fruit is a great way to get. I'll talk about that in a minute. Some of the different kinds that are really helpful. Women, about 9 cups. And I've tracked it, and this is fun. Just do it for a week. How much water am I really drinking? It's easy to track. Now, one way I love is I have a big jug. And if you drink out of this jug, you can see how much water you're using during the day. Now, men is even more, about 13 cups a day, and about 3 liters. The women's about 2 liters. And so this includes, fluid from your vegetables and fruits. So, and does coffee and tea count? Yes, it does. Now, caffeine is a slightly mild diuretic. If you're having 1 or 2 cups a day, not to worry. But if you were to, for some people, it might be a problem. But for most people, 1 or 2 cups a day is fine. Now, if you're drinking 5 or 6 or 7 cups a day, that could be a challenge. Now, an herbal tea may or may not be a good choice too, depending on the herbal tea. So you just want to, research your herbal tea before you drink it. And so with juice, though, you're getting a lot of sugar in that juice. So you got to be careful with that too. But water really is the gold standard for hydration. Sometimes I say if you're in a hot climate to use electrolytes. And those are what saved me when I was a mail carrier out in the Mojave Desert, is adding electrolytes to the water that I was drinking. Then I felt normal. If I didn't, I felt fatigued, losing that much fluid during the day. I often, and I'm not exaggerating, would drink a gallon. That's 4 liters a day for a woman, so about twice as much. But I was a very hot job, and I was walking all day long. So the other thing I just want to say is there's different kinds of water. A lot of people are paying big bucks for bottled water.
Hey,
And I
Bonnie,
would, yeah,
we've
yeah.
got some noise from the sound. Is the microphone used your headphone microphone?
I don't
I
know.
don't think so because it sounds like if you're touching something on the ground, you're
I
banging.
did touch something.
Yeah, so check your microphone settings.
Okay, let's see here. Microphone default speakers. Microphone array. Let's see. Is this better? Let's see. Logitech. Is that
Logitech.
Is that it better?
Yeah,
Okay.
try touching something that you were playing with before.
Okay.
Okay, no, that's better. Yeah.
Better. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. And meanwhile, I'm going to get up and show you something really amazing. And Greg, you can jump in here and talk for a second. I'm going to go get a Cadillac of water to show everybody. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So we've been we've been LifeWave brand ambassadors for a while, and one of the things that David Smith, the founder and the creator of LifeWave, has always said the LifeWave patches work better when you're hydrated. So he recommends drinking lots of water, maybe have some magnesium, and recently some people on our LifeWave team come across a hydrogen bottle instead of a hydrogen molecule bottle. And the idea here is it recharges, it's electric. I don't know if you can turn it on and show the bubbles. Oh, yeah. Cool. Yeah, anyway, it's got a blue light, shows bubbles coming up. And the idea here is the water gets enhanced. And what people are finding is that the LifeWave patches work way better when people are drinking this water. Like I think David Smith has always said you need to drink tons of water and magnesium when you're doing the patches, but this just takes it to the next level.
Absolutely. I think the mineralization is a way we can say it, that it helps enhance our minerals. So that's another thing of back to the electrolytes. That is a form of trace minerals. So important. You literally can feel the difference when you're hydrated properly and when you're not. And so back to fruits and vegetables. If you can afford organic, if you choose to do that, get your cucumbers, especially your celery, watermelon, oranges, fresh berries, lettuce, of all things. There's lots of kinds of lettuce. Lettuce, by the way, has no fiber. That's a whole nother talk I'll do on fiber in March. And tomatoes. Tomatoes are almost always better if you can get them, are organic or from the farmer's market. They actually have flavor then. But those are water-rich vegetables. And they support, hydration. And then, of course, the trace minerals and for your health. So the quality is important. I had a friend who found out she had a health issue, and how she found out is she was working with a naturopath, and she found out her water was a well water, had too much manganese in it. And what you want to do is, if you're having a health issue, you might check that out, because strangely enough, when they check your hair, they can tell what you're missing out of your diet. And so for her, they put in some special water filters for her, for their house. But she'd been drinking that water a long time and been having health issues for a long time. So again, clean water is just so important. So how can you tell if you're hydrated? Pale yellow or urine. You have steady thinking, and moist skin, and that is really important. And moist lips, important. So hydration is simple, and it's great for your heart, and it's actually pure magic. So, Greg, did you have anything else to say today about hydration, how it's affected you in your life?
Yeah, I generally don't drink enough water. I drink. Sometimes I have way too much coffee, and but yeah, it's really healthy. I just got to say, I don't know if you've ever watched the television series Shrinking on Apple TV, and there's a running gag there about, can you get a water bottle big enough, right? So I think the one woman's running around with a water bottle that must hold at least a gallon.
Well, hers would be about the right amount. It looks to me like it's a half gallon, but I think if you start off with that during the day, you would be well served as a woman, because then all your other water can come from fruits and vegetables and such. But just make a note of it, note to self, and maybe for a week or two, track your water intake, and you'll be surprised that you'll start upping it. You'll probably feel way better. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So with that, if anybody has any questions on the Cadillac of water, give us a shout out and we'll share with you.
Yeah. So you can go visit healthywealthycamper.com. Wherever you're watching this, send a text, the message, contact us. You know where to find us generally. and Bonnie will have a conversation about, what do you want to achieve with your improved health, and some nutritional things, water, hydration, and then how LifeWave might be able to help, and how this hydrogen molecule water might help as well.
Yeah. Take care of yourself. You're worth it.
Take care.
See you next week.